To show you guys this year, which is let's say you got upside structure, right? And you got a reference point in the past, let's say around here, and price comes and mitigate. What sometimes happens is this, right? Now, you would classify this as a break of structure because it basically is structure breaking to the downside. However, pre wait, let me just mute everyone. So pre reference point structure, which is here, is the most important area to look at because this break-in indicates a change of direction or trend more so than this does because this could just be a correction and you see a break of structure, you see a return, right? And this could even be on the 1 minute. On the 1 minute, you could price could like just burst up. You have a mitigation, and then price will literally just start to do this, and then you think it's a except for that last bit. Price will literally just start to do this, and then you think it's a short, and it'll literally come mitigate something within here, and it'll shoot up, and it'll literally come up, and you're like, well, you literally taught me. You wait for the BOS and enter, but this is the more important BOS. This is this is the one. This is the one you're looking for. Um, and I don't really have a good example of this, but I'll kind of guess I'll show you what I mean by all of this. Uh, just get rid of that. Get rid of that. Get rid of this. Let's say we have a reference point here, inefficiency or whatever, and we came and filled it. Now, if you waited, this is the BOS you're looking for. This here, because obviously if you look at price, we're doing this right. We're coming up, down here, up. This structure level here is the most important. You wouldn't exactly. I mean, you would classify this as a BOS, but this one here is the most important. This is on the 1 minute as well. This one here is the most important last point of structure that you want to look at. And if you look here, what did we have? No corporation, right? And if I just get out of replay mode, what you see is this. Let me just go back, find that. Here. Oh wait, let me close some apps because this is making my Mac go crazy. Oh, we should be good. So look, that area there was obviously your last point of structure, and we had no corporation. Yeah, we basically had a break there. But if you look at this low here, we barely had corporation on that low as well. And after that, we obviously just returned back to the upside. But this was obviously amongst many other things. Like this wasn't in this range list premium and a lot of other stuff. But it's just something to. It's just what. It's just the characteristics that basically allows you to differentiate a break of structure from just a correction because you get this right, you get a whole range and then you start to have this and it looks like a counter trend, it looks like a reversal, but it's just a correction. You're literally and what uh what chart was it that had this the best? I think it was Pedro, I think we went through that together. What pair was it? I think it was
It
GJ.
was either GJ or or EU. I think it was GJ though.
uh
Was it EU?
I think it was EU. Check EU.
I think it was EU.
Because we ran through quite a few pairs that did this. Let me go to the high time frame.
Mm.
Um, I mean, even if you look here, right, you could classify this as a BOS here. If you're just focused on like price action, right? You could say there was some sort of reference point somewhere here that price came and mitigated. But if you look, this is basically corrective. See here, you're basically in this channel, and then you have a breakout. So what price basically is here is an impulse, correction, impulse. and you don't want to identify this as a BOS and start taking shorts, and then it comes back up and you're like, oh, another short, and then bang, it literally just rips through your stop loss. You you kind of want to identify whether these whatever these points mitigated are basically significant enough, and you also want the last pre-reference point or pre-mitigation market structure to be broken, not just post-mitigation. Hope that makes sense. If it doesn't make sense, I mean, I'll go over it. Um, what else did I want to talk about? Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. It's just, I mean, I get caught out on this sometimes as well. Uh, like, I mean, this is a really good example. If you look here, let's go to the 5 minute maybe. Right, we came up, and let's say you were selling about this. Let's say you were selling throughout this entire region here, or just looking for shorts, and then price blazes up, and you're like, oh, okay, we have no corporation on this on this high. We basically had some sort of BOS here, and you're just like super panicky, looking for a short, without realizing, look, you got an impulse. This looks super corrective, and then you go on impulse, and now again correction. This wick is obviously super rejective. Actually, what I wanted to show you guys on EU was this. Let's go to the 2 hour. Okay. Notice this, yeah? Let's delete all of this. We had, this is obviously on the 2 hour, so we had basically a break of structure here. This candle here probably mitigated something. No, it even took this high out, so probably something within here that mitigated this inefficiency. And this candle here is super misleading because this is like mad, it's like super bearish, and it looks like we just took this high, we mitigated out something within here, and you obviously got a clear BOS here, right? However, look at look at look how bearish this is, and then look at the bullish impulse straight after that to take us right back into like a premium price. That basically took out, I mean, basically took out all the liquidity, all the buying liquidity resting above this level here. So all the buyers within here were basically taken out. And you wouldn't classify that as a BOS. Why? Because look at market structure. Here, here, here. Now you got it here, here, and here, and here, and here. And it's gonna keep going up. So don't, you gotta like, it's quite a tough call to make here, but you gotta just make sure your mitigations are significant. Like it has to make sense. It can't like look at this BOS here. That was pretty significant. That is look at the strength in that structure break compared to like this structure break here, which was basically just a wick. I mean, this here is also really good, but you never buy a falling. I mean, you never want to trade with a falling knife, and especially with like super volatility like that. I'd rather, if I see no corporation, I'd rather look for a buy. I mean, that's basically standard. Um, but I mean, with this pair, where we're basically at a sort of a peak right now. I mean, this is on the 2 hour, so if you go to the 15, um, not quite sure what we could expect with this. I'm looking for some sort of pullback. I mean, I rarely trade EU. I mean, I don't trade it at all. But we do have some inefficiencies within here. So a pullback within that region would be nice. I don't think we'll go lower than 1.19, to be honest. 1914. We'll see. Let's go to EJ because I actually got some stuff to show you guys on this. Let's go to the let's actually get rid of all of this. Okay, if you guys were in the Zoom call, I think it was last week. I think it was last. I think it was a week where I pointed out this 1 hour inefficiency fill here, and we had a 25-minute inefficiency fill right here, and this is the EJ short that is still open. Now, I want to show you guys something before we actually get into it. Where is the ninth? Here. Okay, cool. So this is the prime example of EJ's behavior and what it tends to do. And I've shown you guys this example many times. Look here. We had a mitigation here, right? But after that mitigation, what did we fail to do? Break structure. What does that tell us? We're going to take this high. What did we do? Take the high, mitigate the inefficiency, fill the inefficiency, sorry, and then fall. Okay? The mitigation here was clearly not significant enough for us to BOS. We literally just created a pool of liquidity, right? We purged the low here, we came up, took out the high, and then we returned. And there's if you guys want to take a look at this, it was on the 9th of October, and this move here is a perfect knee jerk. You can see this here was like bang on at 12. You can see here, bang on at 12, and this move here was bang on at 8. So at 8 we literally purged Asian low, and then for 12 we literally came up and had another knee jerk reaction for the New York Open, and then obviously reversed to continue trend direction for the week actually. But if you look here, yeah, and I didn't actually expect this. I mean, all of last week, I was waiting for this. We literally had equal highs form here, and I wasn't selling this. We literally, like, there was an inefficiency fill here, no corporation on that high. I didn't take it. There was literally so many sell opportunities, and I barely took anything last week because I was in denial. I was like, no, we're definitely gonna come up to this NF. Like, this is my plan. I'm gonna trade it, and we didn't see it, and we just continued lower. And I was like, okay, cool. I guess we'll probably continue lower. I think we will probably not come up to that point. I mean, we did feel this inefficiency here, but it was nothing significant. I mean, we did even tap the 50 of the hourly. I think we just about missed it. Let me double check that. Yeah, we did even tap the 50% on the hourly. So I was obviously in denial until obviously this week where I did take a few EJ shorts, and then as soon as I did that, it literally just had a bullish impulse against me, and I was like, well, great. But I feel like we'll see this week. I feel like we'll see this inefficiency fill this week, so I'm looking for a short here. I don't mind. I mean, we have this inefficiency here, and preferably if we manage to fill this before going here, I'd like that, because then basically, here's what I'm looking for. I'd like this to fill, and then we go up, because if we enter, we don't have to worry about a reaction off of this NF. But then even if we have a reaction off this inefficiency, we're well in profit. Like, where it would be what? We'll be 85 pips deep in profit. So any form of reaction from that level should really be none of your concern. But yeah, this is basically what I'm looking at. This it's the 1 hour inefficiency fill right here, and there's a 25-minute fill right here. Let me actually just reduce this because this is annoying. And yeah, it's literally just going to be your typical play. Price comes up, wait for the BOS, comes back into like reference point, and take that short. That's it. That's literally how simple it is. And the only reason why I kind of want to take a long, I mean, not really, because that's fine. As I said, if you don't come here, then there's only a maximum 30 pip range or so to tip for a long opportunity, and you're only going to make a couple percent in that. So if that's what we get dealt, then I'm probably not going to take a long. But if it does dip lower, then I might, just so I can hedge. And for those who don't know what a hedge is, you basically buy and then you sell at the same time when it gets to your reference point. So then at that point, whatever direction price goes into, you'll basically win regardless. So like, for example, I'll buy here and I'll sell here. And if, let's just say I'm in profit right now on my buy, let's say price comes here, triggers my sell, and then it just dies, well, I would have secured profits on my buy, which is now hit stop loss, and my sell's now active, and I'm in profit. So you basically profit on both sides, but it's quite risky. I don't actually do it too often, only when like the opportunity presents itself. But yeah, the most important thing to kind of take from this here is the fact that we didn't take this low. So we came up. I think I completely went past that whole point. So that whole thing I showed you on the 9th of October is the same thing we got here. We got an insignificant mitigation, and we failed to break structure. Now we're gonna come up, take the high, mitigate out the inefficiency, and drop. It's literally the exact same play. The only thing is, this kind of threw me off because, where's the 9th of October, 25th, 15th? Here. This play was relatively small. I was looking at this on the 15-minute. Look how small this is. Like this entire play, just in size, yeah. It's like this big, right? Compared to how it's playing out here. Like this is quite a big version of this sort of play. And by play I mean like this is kind of like premeditated. It's all predetermined. Like look, they came 6 pips from breaking structure, but they didn't. They reversed. Why? Because now buyers will be enticed and hopefully will take this high, so we'll take out sell side liquidity, we'll go up, mitigate something, then return down to take out the buy side liquidity, resting obviously below here and here. So yeah, I definitely want to take this short. I've been waiting for this for like 2 weeks. Yeah, that's pretty much all I got for this. Let's look at GJ real quick. Okay, if we go to the let's go to the 15. Okay. Oh god, I hate this laptop. Alright, zoom in here. We had something mitigate here basically. We had an inefficiency for, I think it was a 20-minute actually. Did I go too forward? Yeah. Yeah, perfect. Okay, we had an inefficiency fill here, and then price came down. We had another fill, and then within somewhere around here, if you obviously follow price's narrative, we have something within here which obviously I don't want to waste my time going into, but there's definitely a reference point within there, because if we fast forward to right now, we basically had this. Okay, so price came up, tapped our reference point, and we basically had no corporation on that high. We literally just about purged that liquidity, and then we dropped. This was where we basically started this new counter trend. Last point of support being here, broke that level of structure, dropped, and we basically broke this level 2, and like prices now continue this downtrend. Two things I'll look out for. If you wanna take, there's two ways you can play this, right? I'm looking at this inefficiency over here simply because like it's literally valid from like the 20-minute to the 1 hour. I think it's there on the 4 hour as well, yeah, on the 4 hour. So if you look at macro structure, then I'd be leaning more towards this because everything here looks pretty filled in. I don't think there's any reference point in here for us to kind of like take into account. But this here looks a bit better to me. That inefficiency is obviously something that we obviously got 2 here, so we're obviously gonna have to fill one of them in. But this 15-minute structure over here has potential as well. So if you look at this here, we could actually come in and fill in this inefficiency and continue the downtrend. But we're gonna have to see because I mean, I wouldn't really consider this a retracement. Like I wouldn't really consider this general price action over here a retracement of this here. So we could just and we got some crazy rejecting wicks here. And it's on the 15-minute as well. So we could just see some sort of like play come into this inefficiency right here, and then continue the trend direction for the week. Maybe this would happen by like hopefully Tuesday, maybe. I mean, how large is this range? It's 133 pips. I mean, EJ does move that in a week, to be honest. So, I mean, GJ does move that in a week, so it doesn't seem far fetched to me. But those are the two kind of reference points I'm looking at for those of you who trade GJ. Besides that, I don't really have much else to go over. So I'm going to take a look at GU. Okay. I mean, to be honest, this kind of looks good for shorts. Anyone take any trades on GJ? I mean, GU?
Yeah, I took some this week.
Yeah. Kind of. Maybe there's something within here that we mitigated because this kind of this bearish momentum looks pretty strong to me. What a nice fill there. Mad rejecting candles. This came up, filled in a bit of this enough. No cooperation on this high. No, we actually got equal highs. Okay. Okay, cool. We got equal highs there with resting liquidity, right? And let's just zoom out. Look at this fill here. It's right above those equal highs. So would you be surprised that we might potentially just come up, spike that, and then drop? I think we could potentially see that. I mean, equal highs is literally a resting pool of liquidity. And none of these impulses here, like for example this here, they're good enough. I mean, this reaction is obviously strong, but I want the initial reaction. I want the tap to be strong. I don't know. I wouldn't really. I mean, this is my personal bias. If you guys think we're gonna tap this in F and drop, then that's your bias. But I think hopefully we'll probably leaning more towards this sort of play. I mean, it makes sense. We literally came up. It's kind of like the same thing with EJ. Like you're telling me we made this whole what 700 pip move, and we couldn't do another 13 pips just to fill that in F. We literally just created equal highs, and like now we're just gonna go away from it. I don't think so. I think we'll probably fill it. I mean, it is only 13 pips away, so maybe that's something to keep an eye on for those of you who trade GU. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's look at XRP before. I mean, we only got 10 minutes, anyways. For those of you looking to invest, I kind of got my eyes on this region over here. We literally have a nice inefficiency here, and I feel like it's just deep enough to start worrying some investors and shake them off, but it's just at a perfect level. Like, what is this? 30? What's that? 38? I can't see. 38. Yeah. So 38 cents, which is like, I don't know what that is in pence, but this does look like a pretty good retracement to me. I mean, let's look at this whole range here. I mean, we technically in downtrend. Look, we're making lower lows. I wouldn't be surprised to see XRP drop to 30 pence. If it does, I'm buying. So like, this is even advice that I'm not gonna follow through with myself. If it goes anywhere below 40 cents, I feel like that's a solid buy. Because I mean, we came to we came to 78. So anything below 40, and if it comes back to this year's high, you're making 100%. I hope I'm right. That's right? 40, 80, yeah. Yeah, 103%. But yeah, that's basically it. If any of you guys got anything to show, like if you got any chart ups and stuff, you can. I don't mind you sharing your screen and showing us. But besides that, I know I didn't do a tuition video last week, and I am behind, so you guys will get that. What else? 100%, no doubt, all the tuitions will be out by the end of December. That's a fact. And even if there's like 3-4 videos left, they'll all be released on at once. Like you won't have to wait week after week until it's all out. So definitely by the end of December, you'll have all the content, so that when we start the new year, you don't have to learn anything new. It'll just be going over stuff you already know, and a few tips and stuff that as I learn and you learn, we can all like share ideas and whatnot. But yeah, besides that, let me just stop recording.